Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Breaking Bad Goddess. Today I wanted to celebrate Sha'Carri Richardson. I am just like excited that this beautiful soul is just tearing it up and winning all over the place. She reminds me of FloJo back in the day when, you know, just breaking records, and I'm really enjoying seeing her light shine. And I think she is a great example of what Black women can do. We're dominating sports, we're dominating business, personal businesses, we're dominating in the wealth game, Bitcoin, we're dominating in so many different arenas in the world. And this is just another wonderful example of seeing someone win in life. And I wanted to highlight that because I want Black women to see and really luxuriate in the wins that we have accomplished throughout history and even now, despite the environment that most of us come from. Despite it all, we're still winning. And it just brings me to a conversation that I had with a girlfriend in regards to two of my prior videos. My last two videos when I was talking about Godfrey, and also about the last video in regards to sovereignty for Black women. And I bringing it up again in the sense that I don't see really any choice but to move out of the Black community, or at least remove our presence and our attention and really refocus that attention on ourselves. And I think that it's more imperative now than ever, because even with this successful win and this booming star of a woman, Sha'Carri Richardson, I feel that there are many Black men in the manosphere out to get her. Again, there was a Facebook, my girlfriend posted a Facebook post from a Black male, just basically ripping her apart. I mean, the ad hominem attacks on her looks, why she's in track, why isn't she in a STEM program instead, or why doesn't she work saving the world, or why is she promoting you know, the field and all the money is going to go to the university or school she represents, i.e. the white man, you know. And it's just, it's so ridiculous to have to try to win in an environment where people want to see you fail. And even when you are winning, all they can see is how they can tear you down. All the more reason why I push for an alternate lifestyle for Black women. And what that means is not necessarily all about interracial dating. It's not just that. It's really removing your presence. It's really removing your attention elsewhere. It's about forging ahead into the greater society and not focusing all your time and attention into a community that has very toxic mentalities, of environment in which Black women really are told to only live in this particular box, that you can't have this, you can't dream for this, you can't touch this. These are the only Black approved activities that you're allowed to engage in. These are the only type of men that you're allowed to date. These are the only places that you can live. These are the only types of music that you can listen to. I mean, the box is so narrow and so small, and who can live like that? Who would want to live like that? And so my girlfriend posed a very good question to me. You know, well, what's the alternative for Black women? What is the alternative? And I think it's pretty clear that there are Black women out there that are living alternative lifestyles in terms of not really investing a lot of their time, their presence, their attention, their money, their energy into anything that is geared towards a community that doesn't reciprocate. And I think it's important that Black women continue to do that. I think even if it's physically removing yourself from that environment, but it's just more than that. And it's more than just dating outside your race. It's really about removing yourself to the point where you can explore other areas of your life, other areas of the world. It's a huge world, and Black women really should try to pan out and enjoy that world. To stay in this environment is really inviting a sort of death. A death not only physically, but also a death in terms of your own spirituality, your own sanity, your own spirit, and just living your full actualization. I don't think there's really much choice for Black women who really want to live fully and live well. I think it's imperative that you branch out and see what else is out there. There are plenty of women out there who live in all over the world, who are engaged in activities that are necessarily Black approved. And I think part of the reason there's so much resistance is because of the backlash you receive from the community, a lot of the tribal shaming that goes along with removing your presence and your attention from Black causes and Black movements and Black protesting and black, whatever. I think there's a fear that, well, once Black women leave, everything will really start falling apart. And my feeling is, let it. Because it's going to fall apart anyways. You've been assigned as the designated survivor of a community in which Black men have already left the building, for the most part. So you're the only one there holding it all together. And at the same time being criticized. So you're doing it all on your own anyway. So it only makes sense at this point, if you're going to do it, then do it for yourself. Refocus all that energy into your own light, into your own life. And go out there and do what you need to do to win, to be happy, to live a full life and not be bogged down by the weight of what the Black community is expected of you as a woman. Because what is fed to you, the narrative fed to you, is quite different than the narrative that's given to Black men. They're allowed to slack off. The expectations for them to win is a lot less, but for you, you have to be that much more perfect to make up for his lack of perfection. And it's a vicious cycle because Black women are constantly corralled into this environment where they can't have these options. They can't do the things that they want to do. And yet, that narrative is quite different for the Black men in the community. And so I would invite you to start exploring things that you've always wanted to do, not to be fearful, because a lot of it is based on fear, and also, quite frankly, a lack of self-love. When you find that other people have more priority over your own life force is compromised, then you don't have the strength or the will to want to do anything outside of the programming that we're fed. So really, a lot of this is about self-love. It always comes right back down to self-love, loving yourself enough to set boundaries, loving yourself enough to remove yourself from toxic environments, toxic people, a toxic community for the most part, and moving into a space where you can feel free. That's really what it's about. Self-love and freedom. Wanting more for your life than what is being told you have to have. Living in this world like you have options, basically, because you do have options. There's a whole big world out there, and I invite you to look out, pan out, and stop being fed this one-sided narrative that we're only allowed to do so much. We're not allowed to do more, because that really goes against our own divinity, our own self-worth, and our place in this world. So go out there and win like you're running for your life, because in many ways you are. Okay, that's all I have for today. Take care and see me next week for another video. If you have any ideas of what you want me to speak on, I appreciate any comments. Please share. Please go to my blog at breakingbadgoddess.com, where I go into a lot of detail about what I talk about in these videos, just a little bit more. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.